feel about the news? I was caught off guard. I know I sent it Chin for a current event, but Tom Segura and Christina divorce.
Yeah.
Now, were they together 20 years?
18 years. What I say about this is,
especially when you have two headshots in the household, that's a huge success. They beat I'm sorry, they built your mom's house network. That's a success.
Well, what I would say
is the kids.
Yeah. What I would say is that how about a hand for two people that made it work for 18 years? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I say that, and that's all I'll say about it. And I see Christina all the time at the mothership. She's awesome, and
she's awesome.
I wish them all the best. That's all I have to say. And
how do you think their show changes now that do you think they're going to be more open or more
I think
held
because
back?
they're comics, and as long as they're cool, and like I don't know the reason for the divorce. I have no idea what it is. As long as there's not bitterness, the bitterness will come off. They're not good enough actors to not do that. If there are issues there, it will come to light in the podcast.
She seems very
change the dynamics.
And happy when I see her.
Well, she's a comic. Yeah. So I think she'll, take the punches and keep on going.
Yeah, I'll stay out of it. I don't really like to comment on any of that stuff. I don't know.
I do because it's a podcast, right? And that's our job.
Well, I just wish them the best, but
of course, if you got to have a.
The point is, I don't know anything about it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't know why they're going to divorce. I know Tim got skinny and sexy, and that's a problem, right?
Tom, you mean?
Tom, what'd I say?
You said Tim.
All right, you know what I mean. Tim, Tom.
I do.
Timmy, Tom.
Yep.
We call him Timmy. Timmy, no breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer for the kids because the kids are young. That's gonna be tough. Or as a kid, it's awesome too. My parents got divorced. I got 2 houses, 2 Christmases, 2 bedrooms. It was kind of a good time. As a kid, you really don't know what's going on.
I would be bummed out, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but not if. Well, when you're 8 or 9, you really don't understand what's going on.
No, I remember when my parents would fight when I was that young. I was scared to death that they would break up.
Yeah. No, it's definitely scary for the kiddos. I don't know how old the kiddos are, but that's what you gotta hope it's okay with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, to continue on with the show, you could only do that with another comic. Like most women are not gonna continue to do a podcast with their ex-husband.
Right.
That's a super rare combination.
Yeah, that's not a.
Like if me and Joe ever got divorced, heaven forbid, knock on wood, there would be no podcasting. No. she'd burn my fucking face off. Yeah.
One of the things, it's like we're not going to be talking about that. Yeah.
Like you and Amanda aren't launching a podcast network together.
No. But we get along great.
Cool. Yeah, but that's different. Yeah. That's different than sitting down talking shop every day.
The main thing is if you have kids, you want to be friends with your ex.
100%. You have to, really.
Yep.
But it surprised you too. Like there's this family we're pretty close with. Our kids are friends. And we're at a barbecue and it's, like where's Gary at?
Oh, it'll surprise you.
She's like, oh, I don't know. And you see her drinking a little much. And you're like, huh. She's kind of going hard in the paint. And then a few drinks and finally she's like, well, it's better you guys find out now. We're getting a divorce. And you're like, oh, shit, what? I thought you guys were getting, nope, that's happening. You're like, oh, my God. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, relationships are complicated, difficult.
Who knows what's going on?
It's like you better tend to that garden every day. Otherwise, weeds grow. Hard to do.
What else you got, Jen?
All right, there's a...
Well, I will say the Tom Christina thing did surprise me.
Me too.
Give me a list of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And they're like, pick this couple who's going to get divorced. They would not be on my list. But again... I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's been rumblings for a while because just fans were complaining they weren't on the show together a lot. So people were speculating on it, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, but all the stuff I read said that it was amicable. Then they said that Tom wasn't wearing his ring for a little while, so people kind of picked up on it. And then they said they're going to continue the show together, which is cool.
And sometimes you just grow apart. 18 years, like Tom's a completely different human being, obviously physically. Project-wise, career-wise. It's just after 18 years, some people change after 18 years.
And you're constantly around. I mean, it's great to be around your partner, but constantly at work, at home, everywhere. I think that's got to be
that'd be
pretty tough.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah, if you and I were married.
It'd be tough. But at least Tom, as on the guy side of things, at least Tom got a divorce in Texas, not California.
Oh yeah, so it's way better to get financially here, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so this is in Valley Fairmont.
Brendan Schaub and Bryan Callen discussing Tom Segura's divorce might be the funniest example of two men trying to sound emotionally intelligent while sharing custody of one functioning thought. The conversation starts with Bryan asking, "How do you feel about the news?" And Brendan says he was caught off guard. Of course he was caught off guard. Brendan looks caught off guard every time somebody asks him a question that wasn't printed on the menu. Then Bryan asks, "Were they together 20 years?" Brendan says, 18 years. Looking at him coming through with the statistics. Somebody must have written the number on the bottom of his coffee cup. This is the most prepared Brendan has ever been for a current event. He knew the length of the marriage. But 5 minutes later, he still couldn't remember whether Tom's name was Tom or Tim. Brendan then says that staying together for 18 years is a huge success, especially when you have 2 headshots in the household. What does that mean? Are they married comedians? Or characters being selected on a video game screen? Brendan talks like his brain receives information through a damaged Bluetooth speaker. Then he tries to compliment them and says, "They built your mom's house network." Bryan responds like a substitute teacher trying to encourage the slowest student in class. "Yeah, Brendan, that's a success. Very good. Now let's put the safety scissors down." Bryan says he sees Christina at the comedy mothership and that she seems happy. Then he immediately says he doesn't know anything about the divorce. That didn't stop either of them from discussing it for another 5 minutes. They kept saying, "I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I don't like commenting on this stuff. Gentlemen, you are currently recording a podcast about this stuff. That's like walking into a restaurant, ordering dinner and repeatedly announcing, I'm actually not comfortable eating food." Bryan says he wants to stay out of it, then reminds himself, "Oh, I do comment because it's a podcast, right?" "Yes, Bryan. You remembered your occupation halfway through performing it." Then Brendan explains that if there is bitterness between Tom and Christina, it will show up on the podcast because they are not good enough actors to hide it. That's an incredible statement coming from 2 men who have spent years acting like they understand what the other one is saying. Half of their conversations are Brendan producing a sentence, Bryan staring into the distance and then responding, right? Then Brendan drops his biggest theory. He says, "I don't know why they're getting divorced. I know Tim got skinny and sexy, and that's a problem." Bryan has to stop him and say, "Tom, you mean Tom?" And Brendan goes, "Tim, Tom? Timmy, Tom?" "Sir, this is a man you supposedly know." Brendan handled Tom's name like he was attempting to unlock an iPhone after suffering a concussion. "Tim, Tom, Tommy, Timbo, Thomas, Jefferson. You know who I mean?" Then they start talking about the children. Bryan says divorce can be scary for kids. Brendan counters by saying that when his parents divorced, he got 2 houses, 2 Christmases, and 2 bedrooms. So that was actually pretty awesome. Nothing captures Brendan's emotional depth better than hearing about a family breakup and immediately reviewing the rewards program. "Divorce, tough situation. But have you considered the bonus Christmas?" He speaks about childhood trauma like he's comparing hotel packages. Bryan is trying to explain that children can feel frightened and confused, while Brendan is basically saying, "Yeah, but to..." Then they discuss whether Tom and Christina can continue podcasting together after the divorce. Brendan says most women would never work with their ex. Bryan says if he and his wife divorced, there would be no podcasting because she would burn his face off. That may have been the first clear and believable statement made during the entire conversation. They eventually agreed that when people have children, they should try to remain friendly with their ex. Finally, a reasonable point. It only took them 3 minutes for unrelated stories and Brendan temporarily forgetting the subject's name to reach it. Then Bryan tells a long story about being at a barbecue where another couple suddenly announced their divorce. The story has nothing to do with Tom and Christina, but Bryan tells it with the confidence of a man who believes every personal memory deserves its own documentary series. Brendan responds with his signature analytical technique, saying yeah every 7 seconds until the story ends. Near the end, they speculate that Tom and Christina may have simply grown apart after 18 years. They mention working together, living together, and constantly being around one another. That is fair. Relationships are complicated. But then Brendan says Tom is lucky to be getting divorced in Texas instead of California because it will supposedly be better financially. There it is. The emotional journey went from concern for the children to Brendan performing unlicensed divorce law commentary. This has been her 18-year marriage ending and immediately transformed into a lawyer whose office is located inside a sports bar. And Bryan naturally agrees. Neither of them knows the reason for the divorce. Neither knows the financial arrangements. Neither is involved in the case. But suddenly they're discussing jurisdiction like two attorneys from the law firm of Callen.